Hey everybody, welcome in. In this video, I'm going to use Autocad to create the channel plate. So this one is, I'm not going to lie, this one is a little bit complicated, it's a little bit tricky. So I had to go in ahead of time and kind of figure out some of these dimensions that we weren't given. But before I get started on that, I'm going to turn off my grid. So I'm going to click this grid mode here to turn my grid off. And then make sure I'm in decimal units. You can also type in the word units and you'll get this menu pop up. So you can change it to decimal. What precision do you want? So change it to 3 or zeros after the period or whatever you want to do there. So that's another way you can do it. And then also make sure that I'm going to have my dynamic input is off so that we can create our relative and our absolute coordinates this way. What else? Oh yeah, I need to create a new layer. So I don't want to draw on layer 0. So I'm going to go up to layer properties. I'm going to click the new layer button here. I'm just going to name this object layer. For the color, this time I'm going to choose something that stands out, maybe red. And then for the line weight, I'm going to go 0.35. I'm going to double click my object layer, double left click. So now that becomes a current layer. I'm going to close out of this dialog box here. I'm going to go down to here in this status bar. I'm going to click on where it says line weight display. I'm going to turn that. I'm going to click it to turn it on. Now we're ready to kind of go through this channel plate and kind of create the shape for that. So what I want to do first is I'm going to use my line command. So I'm just going to type in L for line, press enter. And I'm going to start this, instead of starting it at 0, 0, because it has kind of a angled part in that bottom left corner. My beginning line is going to be 0.25, 0. Let me zoom in. So this one's going to be really, really small. So I'm just kind of using the wheel of my mouse to kind of zoom in. You can hold the wheel down also, and then just kind of drag it around the pan. So that's going to be the start point. And then I'm gonna start at the bottom, that kind of bottom left, and just kind of draw counterclockwise around. So the next line is going to be, that's going to be at 1, 0. Yeah, making sure. And then so the next one is going to be kind of angled up. So that's going to be, it's going to be at 0.25, 0.25. That's going to give us that 45-degree angle there. And then it's going to go straight up from here. So here I had to figure out, okay, what is that dimension? So I had to kind of do some math here, but that's going to be at 0, 0.125. Press enter, and then we're going to go over to the left. That one's going to be at, since we're going to the left, that's going to be negative 0.5, 0. And then we're going to go down a little bit. So that's going to be at 0, negative, because we're going down, it's negative 0.175. And then we're going to go over to the left. That's going to be at negative 0.575, 0. So yeah, some of these dimensions they don't give you, so you have to kind of see the ones that they do give you and just do some subtraction, and then you'll figure out what these need to be. So if I was actually going to draw this channel plate, this is not the way I would do it, but for what we've learned so far, we'll kind of get to the fancier commands later on, but I'm just going to keep going around with the typing in the coordinates, which it's a pain sometimes, but it kind of helps you learn how how to get around this. So the next one that I want to do is it's going to go kind of over and up a little bit. So that's going to be, and it's going to be at, what is that at? It's going to be at negative 0.125, comma 0.125. So that gives us that. And then we're going to go straight up. It's going to be at 0, comma 0.6. This is kind of like a mirror image of itself here. So then we're going to come over. It's going to go up and then over to the right. So that's going to be at 0.125, comma 0.125. And it's going to go over to the right. That's going to be at 0.575, comma 0. Let me go down at 0, comma negative 0.175. And then over to the right, it's going to be at 0.5, comma 0. We're going to go up. So that's 0, comma 0.125. It's going to go up and over to the left. So that's going to be, yeah, it's going to be at negative 0.25, comma 0.25. And then we're going to go straight over. That's going to be at negative 1, comma 0. And then we're going to go down and to the left. We're getting there. So it's going to be at negative 0.25, comma negative 0.25. And then we're going to go straight down by 0.75. So at 0, comma negative 0.75. And then from here, you could just type in C for close, or I'm just going to drag it over and connect it where you see that green box. I know that snaps on my endpoint, so I'm just going to click that. And then for him, I'm going to right click. I can press enter. That's a nice kind of fancy looking C shape. So that's our channel plate. Yeah, just make sure you save it. And file save. It's in capital letters. I'm just going to type in channel plate. Hit the save button. So yeah, that one's really not a really big, I would say, is a beginner kind of starting off exercise, but it definitely will kind of, you'll learn, I think, how to create the absolute coordinates, relative coordinates. So we'll move on to the slider block, which is, we're going to use some polar coordinates in that one. So hope to see you in the next lesson. All right, peace.